If you're like most Etsy sellers, you probably struggle to understand why your listings aren't showing up on the first, second, or even third page of search results. I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to write better SEO and how to get your listings on the first page of search results. Now, I've made hundreds of videos over the last couple of years, and I wanted to compile the best ones into this full guide to make it as easy as possible for you to follow along. So let's get started on writing better listing titles. So in today's video, I am diving into SEO, and this is the number one mistake that I've been seeing with Etsy sellers. And the biggest problem that I'm seeing with SEO is that sellers are using their titles to only describe the item itself and not the purpose. So Etsy sellers are in their businesses so much that they're really product focused. And it's really easy for them to fall into the trap of thinking of product first when it comes to building out their SEO. So they're really used to describing the color, the size, the materials used, maybe the words that are written on the item, instead of describing the purpose or utility of the item with their SEO. The problem with this is that they are thinking more like a seller and not like the buyer. So they're really hung up on describing the specifics of the item and not describing the solution or utility that it provides the customer. So customers are searching much differently than we are thinking as Etsy sellers. When people come to Etsy, they are looking for solutions. They're not usually looking for specific parameters of a specific product. This is one of the major differences between Etsy and eBay. So when a customer comes to Etsy, they're searching for a Father's Day gift, not the 10mm walnut stained, epoxy coated XYZ. So I'm going to break down how this SEO problem is occurring whether you sell handmade products, digital products, or print on demand. An example of this with handmade items is this listing titled Sumptuous Realistic Dessert Scented Candles You Choose Scent. Okay, so what is the problem with this? Who on earth is typing in sumptuous as the first word they type into the Etsy search bar? The first word of your title is the most valuable SEO real estate, and I would guess only about 2% of people know how to spell the word sumptuous accurately. Not to mention, in this title, the colon that they used completely breaks up the flow of the SEO. So that means someone would have to be typing in "you choose scent" for this to be popping up. So instead, I would be thinking about that combination of the product, the purpose, and the utility of the item. So I might call this something like Desert Candle Custom Scent Candle for Gift Box for Friend Candle Gift. So this way you are capturing as many long tail keywords as possible. So you have dessert candle, candle custom scent candle, candle for gift box for friend candle gift. Okay, and then I would duplicate this listing and I would have a completely new set of long tail keywords for the title. So I might call this one Scented Candle Gift for Wedding Party Favor Dessert Lover Gift Candle Custom. So that way you are capturing these long tail keywords: scented candle gift for wedding party favor dessert lover gift candle custom. So I have essentially doubled the number of long tail keywords that this would show up for in search results. Let's dive into another example, and this is with prints and paintings. I see this happening so much with different artists' prints and paintings. The title is Shifting Light Vertical Landscape Canvas Print Wildflower Painting Impressionist Art Print. You might think, well, what's wrong with that? Who is typing in shifting light into Etsy search to find this painting? So those words clearly mean something to the artist, right? But what do those words mean to the customer that would potentially buy this? Not to mention all of the breaks and the commas here really cut out about 50% of the potential search results that this listing could show up in. So instead, think about the combination of the product, the purpose, and the utility. So I would call this something like abstract greenery painting, floral wall greenery wall art, wildflower wall decor, wildflower art, wildflower nursery decor. Now with this, you are going to be showing up for search results for abstract greenery painting floral, painting floral wall art greenery wall art, wildflower wall decor, wildflower art, wildflower, and wildflower nursery decor. Do you see all those potential combinations of long tail keywords that you're now showing up for? Then I would duplicate this listing, change the main listing photo, and create a new title with all new long tail keywords. So for that second one, I would call this Greenery Wall Art for Living Room, Wildflower Painting Impressionist Art, Green Entryway Wall Decor. So with this, you're now showing up for greenery wall art for living room wildflower painting, painting impressionist art, green entryway wall decor. So see all of those long tail keywords that you're now showing up for. You've probably just tripled the number of search results that you will show up in. Now let's take a look at how this happens with print on demand. So print on demand is extremely competitive, and that means that it is even more important that you have your SEO totally locked in. So let's take a look at this example. The title is Don't Stop Retrievin' T-shirt for Golden Retrievers Lovers, soft women's t-shirt, dog illustration printed on subtle distress version 2. So who is going to be typing in don't stop retrievin'? Okay, I totally get it. You're describing the item, it's super catchy, but who is typing that in? That's the most valuable real estate in this title. Not to mention all the dashes between the words are cutting out about 50% of the search results that this could be showing up under. Also, the plurals are not necessary. And no one is going to be typing in dog illustration printed on subtle distress version 2. So really the only good thing about this title is t-shirt for golden retriever lovers. But even then you don't need the plurals. So instead I would think about the combination of the product, utility, and purpose, and I would call this something like golden retriever shirt, golden retriever lover t-shirt for golden retriever owner, retriever dog shirt for dog lover. Now this you're capturing these search terms. Golden retriever shirt, golden retriever lover, retriever lover t-shirt, t-shirt for golden retriever owner, retriever dog shirt for dog lover. And then I would duplicate this listing and create a brand new title with new long tail keywords. And that would be golden retriever gift for her, golden retriever mom shirt for golden retriever t-shirt, I love golden retriever. Okay, so with this you are showing up for golden retriever gift for her, golden retriever mom shirt for golden retriever t-shirt without the dash between t-shirt, and t-shirt I love golden retriever. So let's do one more print on demand example because these are just so common with this print on demand category. Okay, in this title you see it says the master is here now, the master is here, boss, t-shirts for him, t-shirts for you, gifts for him, gifts for you, unisex t-shirt. Okay, this one, they tried to do some things where they're describing the purpose, right? All the gifts for him, gifts for you, all of that. There's so many problems. The problem is no one is searching the master is here now. Not to mention, they're repeating the same long tail keywords for their first 2 sets of long tail keywords. The master is here now, comma, the master is here. So it's completely wasted real estate. Also, no one is just going into Etsy search and typing boss, or who is typing in t-shirts for you. So instead, what I would recommend is a title such as funny t-shirt for boss, funny shirt, funny boss gift for employer, funny gift for boss t-shirt. So the reason I added in t-shirt twice was because one has a dash and one does not. So whenever you're using t-shirt, you want to have t-shirt with no space, t-shirt, and t-space shirt. So with that, I am capturing these sets of long tail keywords. Funny t-shirt for boss, t-shirt for boss, boss funny shirt, shirt funny boss gift, gift for employer, employer funny gift, gift for boss t-shirt. Okay, and then I would duplicate that and create a brand new set of long tail keywords with this title. Funny gift for boss, funny t-shirt for boss, new boss gift for him, funny workplace shirt, funny. So with this, I'm capturing all these sets of long tail keywords. Funny gift for boss, gift for boss, boss funny t-shirt, no dash, no space, t-shirt for boss, boss new boss gift for him funny workplace shirt, and shirt funny. You are going to be showing up in so many potential search results here. So as you can see, with all of these examples, we are simply repackaging our SEO in a way that is more purpose and utility driven, and ultimately more in line with the things that customers are actually typing into the search bar. And if you've stuck around to the end of this video, I want to give you one bonus tip. And this is something that you should implement in all of your listings right now. And this is all about going general, specific, specific instead of specific, specific, general. Let me explain. So when customers are searching, they're oftentimes typing in the noun first, followed by the adjectives describing that noun. But I see so many sellers putting those specific adjectives and descriptors right in front of the noun in their titles in SEO. And I think this is because sellers, we are so deep into our businesses that we are really used to describing our items in certain ways. Usually customers don't always type that way when they're searching. So when customers are searching, they type in a way that is more general, specific, specific versus specific, specific, general. So this is like noun followed by adjectives describing that noun or product. So this would be like wedding dress, boho, lace, instead of lace, boho, wedding dress. But a lot of times as sellers, we're more inclined to type in lace, boho, wedding dress to describe an item versus wedding dress, boho, lace. So another example of this is when a customer is searching for nursery bedding. So they might type in nursery bedding, minimalist, neutral, versus the seller might have used the words neutral, minimalist, nursery bedding. So this is just about the order of words being more in line with what customers are actually searching. Because when customers are searching, a lot of times they are just searching off the top of their head. They are typing as they are thinking versus thinking before they are typing. This will make a huge difference in how you show up in search results in front of your ideal profitable customers. How do you write a better Etsy title in 8 minutes? They're only about 10% of your SEO, but they matter. It doesn't matter how good your product is or how amazing your listing photos and descriptions are, because if your SEO sucks, no one's gonna see it. So some people have called me the Etsy SEO queen, and we've had over 1,600 Etsy sellers go through our program and use our SEO strategies. The results that they see typically within about 3 to 4 weeks are insane. I still see a lot of people getting this wrong, and it's preventing you from ever being found. I want to give you a lot of key takeaways that you can take right from here and apply to your shop immediately. Now, this is not quite a good title. You see it says cat gift, cat art, Christmas gift idea, birthday gift idea, button art cat, cat wall art, cat lovers gift, featured on BuzzFeed. Whoa. The issue here is this is so focused on generic gifting ideas. There is nothing in here related to the aesthetic. There is nothing really about that title that is describing the item, the aesthetic, anything like that. If I heard that title, I would have no idea what to even imagine in my mind. So the key takeaway here is to not forget about color and aesthetic when you're writing your titles. And don't get caught up in the gift for situation where gift for mom, gift for cat lover, gift for daughter, gift for sister. Instead, I might call this something like girl cat theme room decor, cat wall art, colorful kitten decor, cat birthday gift idea. With this, we are capturing many different sets of long tail keywords. Note, we are not keyword stuffing. We're not stuffing in a bunch of short tail keywords. We're having as many potential long tail keywords as possible so that you can fit more in. So here you're capturing searches for girl cat theme room, cat theme room decor, decor cat wall art, colorful kitten decor cat birthday, and cat birthday gift idea. I'm targeting it towards a girl. I'm pointing out that it's colorful, but it is much more specific to who the ideal profitable customer might be for this. All right, the next example, Australian triplet opal 925 solid sterling silver handmade earring 3-inch unique gift for her. The generic unique gift for her, you gotta add that onto the end of everything, right? Just kidding, do not do that. The issue with this one is Australian triplet opal. That is the most valuable real estate for your SEO at the beginning. Who exactly is searching for this? Maybe if this was some like very expensive, like desirable, ornate, like gemstone, but for $14, it's probably not. Instead, we need to focus on what the customer is actually searching for and positioning your products with the right SEO for that. So vintage items are the exception. If this was like a vintage necklace, you might actually want to have Australian triplet opal in there or details about the year and the age of the item. But in general, the way most people search is looking for a general idea of something they think they want and then seeing what options that come up fit what they had in mind. They're doing this instead of looking for something super specific. Does the buyer for this item even care that it's an opal? Do they care that it's Australian triplet? Do they even know what that means? So instead, what I would do is call this sterling silver stone earring gift for grandma, eclectic jewelry for mom, blue earring dangly earring set. Because here we're capturing a wide variety of long tail keywords. We're not keyword stuffing. We're capturing sterling silver stone earring gift for grandma, eclectic jewelry for mom, blue earring dangly, and dangly earring set. This is much different. The person searching for these long tail keywords, they very well might like this set of earrings, but the fact that these earrings are described in such a specific way in the title, they're not going to be found for any of these long tail keywords that I recommended. Instead of thinking about yourself as the seller and what you know the item is, you know the materials, right? And that means something to you. It likely doesn't mean something to the person who is just searching for that product, or that product happens to be a fit for the keywords they're searching for. This next one is good. This is a good one. Julini's PDF felt pattern instant download. Many of you can probably see what's wrong with this. I've heard from a lot of you who sell patterns. You're like, what do you call this thing? I mean, the issue is everything. Felt pattern of what? What is the pattern of? The name, Julini's? Who can spell that? What does that mean? Who is searching that? The Etsy title is not the place for an internal title. It's like creating a painting and then calling it some obscure thing that means something to you. People aren't searching that. Instead, what I would call this is something like DIY Santa decoration, wool Santa activity for kids, gnome Santa pattern, Christmas sewing pattern, Santa Scandinavian. Again, we're not keyword stuffing. These are all long tail keywords that overlap. What you capture here is the search terms DIY Santa decoration wool, decoration wool Santa, Santa activity for kids gnome Santa pattern Christmas sewing pattern Santa, and pattern Santa Scandinavian. Okay, so you are capturing so many sets of long tail keywords here, and this is going to be found by so many more people. All right, this next one is a good one. This one is called Black Dog Rose and Gooseberry Skater Dress, Cow Dress Women, Spring Summer Dress, Floral Dress, Halloween Dress, Bird Dress. I've actually seen a lot of people with titles like this, and who is searching for a dress with a black dog, rose, and gooseberries or crows on it? Are they buying the dress because of the black dog, rose, or were they simply looking for a black and white sleeveless dress? Maybe were they looking for a beach cover-up? This title is a combination of hyper-specific and super general. So what I would do is call it something like black and white skater dress, sleeveless beach cover-up dress, vacation outfit for cruise, monochromatic summer dress printed. Here you're capturing these sets of long tail keywords: black and white skater dress sleeveless, dress sleeveless beach cover-up dress vacation outfit for cruise, monochromatic summer dress, and summer dress printed. This is neither hyper specific or super general, and you're going to be found for many more long tail keywords. Now, I want you to remember here with this video that titles are only about 10% of your SEO. And if your titles are amazing and perfect and on point, but the rest of your SEO kind of sucks or is missing, then you still are probably not going to get sales. And let's say your SEO is completely filled out. It's all on point. There's nothing missing. But maybe your listings are not optimized for mobile and desktop, and maybe you are missing your site merchandising elements. Then your conversion rate might be hurting. So ultimately, we don't just want to focus on one or the other. We want to drive up your traffic and your conversion rate at the same time. What is SEO and how can it help you make more money? In today's presentation, I'm going to teach you how to make more money with what you already have. And it's just by positioning it differently and getting it in front of profitable customers. You can have an amazing, incredible product that does extremely well when you sell it in person, at pop-ups, or at farmers markets. But then when you try to sell it on Etsy, it never sells, and maybe it doesn't even get seen. So what is the reason and how do you fix this? If your product is amazing and yet you have no traffic, the reason is almost always that you have an SEO problem. So words alone are not enough. The structure of those words really matters. So on Etsy, there are so many places to put your SEO. Your titles, your descriptions, your images, your videos, your policies. So as the maker and creator of a listing, we might often think to describe the item as we know it. So we're thinking about the size, the shape, the materials. But customers don't really care if it's, 8 millimeters or 9 millimeters. They might not care if it's French velvet or velvet. They might not care if it's pine wood or maple wood. They might be simply looking for a gift for their wife, or maybe some dangly earrings. Because it is so intuitive to describe the item with your SEO and not the purpose, I'm going to use a few examples to illustrate how to properly use SEO in your titles. So this example is a candle, and as you can see, it's titled Candle Dessert Glasses Cinnamon Chocolate Candle Jar with Chocolate Chips and Topping Cinnamon Roll Scent. So what's the problem here? Number one is that no one is going to be thinking that they want to buy a cinnamon chocolate candle jar with chocolate chips and topping. Is that what someone is actually typing in to Etsy search? Maybe someone is just looking for a sweet-smelling candle, or a dessert-themed candle, or a gift for a candle lover. Does the person actually care if there are toppings on it? Do they care that it's a glass jar, or could it be metal? Do they care that it includes chocolate chips? Those are not necessarily priorities in what they're looking for. Those might not be at the forefront of their minds. So instead, when thinking about the purpose and utility of this candle, I might call it something like this for the title. Sweet scented candle for friend, candle dessert themed candle, cinnamon roll scented candle, gift for candle lover. The reason for this is because these long tail keywords are overlapping to make as many possible different long tail keywords as you can fit in one title. So this means it's going to show up in the widest variety of search results. So what this does is it's going to show up when someone searches for sweet scented candle for friend, candle dessert themed candle, candle cinnamon roll scented candle gift for candle lover. Okay, and then what I would do is duplicate this listing, change out the main listing photo, and repackage and reposition it with new SEO. So it's found under new search results. So then I would call it something like this. Sweet scented candle, food themed candle, dessert candle, cinnamon scented decorative candle for new homeowner gift. Okay, the reason for this is because it connects as many long tail keywords as possible through overlapping. And you'll see it now would show up for sweet scented candle, candle food themed candle, themed candle dessert candle, cinnamon scented decorative candle, and candle for new homeowner, as well as new homeowner gift. The reason for this is that someone won't think they're looking for chocolate chips and toppings on a candle, but they might know they're looking for a dessert-themed candle or a candle that smells sweet. So think about the customer and their priorities, not your materials. The customer cares about the outcome, not necessarily all the different supplies that are put together to achieve that outcome. All right, let's dive into another example. This is a fun one, and I see this mistake all the time. This painting is titled Plenty Coming, Original Oil Painting, Apple Orchard, Tree Landscape, Apple Trees Harvest, Impressionist Painting, Green Brown Art, 30 by 24 centimeters. So another tip is that the most valuable real estate of the SEO in your title is the very beginning. That matters the most. So don't put something in here that would mean something to you and not the customer. So for example, no one is going to search plenty coming. Why would anyone type that in? So instead, I might title it something like this. tree landscape, original oil painting, apple orchard painting, fall themed artwork for bathroom, impressionist art, greenery wall hanging. Okay, so with this, you are capturing these long tail keywords: tree landscape, landscape original oil painting, painting apple orchard painting, painting fall themed artwork, artwork for bathroom, bathroom impressionist art, greenery, and greenery wall hanging. So you're getting in front of so many more long tail keywords. Then I would duplicate the listing, repackage and reposition with new SEO and a new listing photo, and I would title it something like this: Landscape Impressionist Oil Painting for Office Wall Decor, for Woodland Nursery Wall Art, for Nature Lover Decor. You might think, what on earth? But watch this, okay? You're capturing the search results for Landscape Impressionist Oil Painting for office wall decor for Woodland Nursery wall art for Nature Lover, and Nature Lover Decor. With this example, you're getting in front of many different potential purposes and utilities for the product. So you are getting in front of people who are looking for bathroom decor, for people looking for office decor, maybe even nursery decor, right? Look at what you have and think about all the different places or people that would be using this. We're also including some more unique, trending long tail keywords such as woodland nursery decor, greenery wall hanging, right? Those are things that, this painting, someone might not look at it and think immediately, yes, this is what I had in mind for a greenery wall hanging, but a lot of people are searching that, and this might fit the bill. So we don't want to get hung up on the intricate details that really matter to us as the creator or the artist, but we want to think about, okay, what matters to the person? What is the person's priority? They're looking for like some kind of a woodsy looking painting for the wall in some location where it would make sense. It doesn't matter that there's apples in those trees. It doesn't matter if there's one tree or if there's 5 trees in the picture. So just think about the solution you're providing and what that customer is prioritizing in that solution. Now we're going to go through one more example here. And this is a very, very common mistake I see with SEO. You can see this listing is titled A Heart Pink Velvet and Pink Grosgrain Ribbon Ring Earring Box. Okay, a lot of problems. First of all, who is typing in a heart pink velvet? What does that pertain to? That's the most valuable real estate, and it's being taken up by something that people probably aren't searching. Also, it's not even a heart, it's a square. So questions, right? These are just questions. Next, grosgrain ribbon. First of all, who can spell grosgrain and who knows what that is? Does the person care that ribbon is used to make this? Let alone do they care that it's grosgrain ribbon used to make this? Another thing with this that you want to keep in mind with the reference to the heart. So if people are actually searching for a heart-shaped like ring box or gift box, and this showed up, they're not going to click into this because it's not at all relevant to what they're searching for. So if someone's searching for a circle and you have a picture of a square and you call it a circle, that means the intent was a circle and you're using very irrelevant search terms. So the first few times that someone searches for this and you have a brand new listing with completely irrelevant SEO, sure, it might show up. But after a period of time where there is 0 clicks into the listing because it is not at all relevant to those search terms, the algorithm will see that you are not relevant to those search terms and they will stop showing you. You'll see a very low click-through rate on this because it is not at all relevant to the search terms, and you'll see that your traffic slowly goes down over time. Your first day of traffic might actually be the highest day. So instead, I would call this listing something like hot pink ring box, velvet ring box for wedding, ring flat lay photo prop for day of wedding, pink bride, gift box for bridal shower. Okay, so with this, you might be thinking, what the heck? That looks like you're stuffing short tail keywords together. No, we are not keyword stuffing. We are having as many long tail keywords as possible, and we're using overlap so that you show up in a wider variety of long tail keyword search results. So then now you are captured in searches for hot pink ring box, ring box velvet, velvet ring box for wedding, wedding ring flat lay photo prop. That's a long tail keyword. Photo prop for day of wedding, wedding pink bride gift box, gift box for bridal shower. So you can see you're showing up in so many different long tail keywords where this item would be relevant. Then I would duplicate the listing, repackage and reposition with new SEO and a new photo, and I would call it something like this. Square velvet gift box for wedding ring box for earring, velvet jewelry box, heirloom wedding gift for bride, wedding day gift for wife. Okay, you might have caught that earring, right? It said earring, not earrings. Well, you don't need to have plurals in your Etsy SEO. They account for that. And by taking off that S, it might have allowed me to put in a full extra word. So no plurals. So with this, you are capturing the searches for square velvet gift box for wedding, wedding ring box for earring or earrings, earring velvet jewelry box heirloom, heirloom wedding gift for bride, bride wedding day gift, and gift for wife. Okay, so you're showing up in so many additional long tail keywords. So you see here with all of these examples, we are really looking at the purpose, the utility of the item. Who is it for? What is the big picture idea or solution that this solves? We are not focused on the materials, the dimensions, the internal name that we call it, right? Like the name of our painting. We are looking at, number one, the problem we are solving and the solution that we are providing to the customers. And number two, what they would actually search to find that thing. And we do this because it helps us get in front of the right customers who are actually searching for a solution. So profitable customers who are not price-sensitive customers usually come to Etsy looking for a solution. They value their time more than money, and they're looking to make a decision when they find what they're looking for. So it is very important that you show up in relevant search results. So SEO can be intimidating because without it, you are severely limiting the success of your business. If you have terrible SEO, it doesn't matter how good your product is, but it can prevent you from even being found. So if you want to be successful on Etsy or in e-commerce in general, whether that be on Amazon or Shopify, you have to learn SEO. And that is one of the best ways to stand out in a saturated platform. If you are, let's say we're comparing apples to apples, right? There's shops that are very similar to you in what they offer and their price points and their photos. SEO can be the difference between winning and losing. It's not going to come down to price that matters, because if you're not getting found, you have no chance of winning. Today, we're going to talk about the listing title trick that all the top Etsy sellers use. And this has to do with your SEO. SEO is something that we are known for teaching. This is a big part of why our students tend to see changes in their stats in about 3 to 4 weeks after making updates to their listings. Now, what you don't want to do is look to what all the best seller listings have in their titles and just copy that verbatim, because you'll notice a lot of the bestseller listings, or listings maybe that are ranking at the top of search, they are maybe lacking in modern day SEO strategies for Etsy, but they have simply cemented their position at the top of search results from having a high revenue history behind that listing or a high sales velocity that has just really cemented their position. Just because a listing has sold well in the past, it doesn't mean that their SEO is going to get you to the top of search results. Now remember, titles are about 10% of your SEO, but the concepts here translate into all the different areas you need to have your SEO. So we're going to talk about the biggest listing title trick, and it has to do with short tail keywords versus long tail keywords. Now, what is the difference between short tail and long tail keywords, and why does this matter? So short tail keywords are usually going to be 1 to 2 words. They're much more broad, much more general terms, much less specific. These are words like necklace, handmade jewelry, spreadsheet, or wall art. They're going to typically have a higher search volume. They're also going to have higher competition. And typically with these, you are going to see lower conversion rates if you're focused on using short tail keywords. Now, on the other hand, long tail keywords, these are more highly specific phrases almost, and they're 3+ words. And they're really going to target the specific intent of that potential customer. So examples of long tail keywords might be rose gold dainty necklace or handmade leather bracelet. In general, you're going to see lower search volume, also lower competition. There's not as many listings with these terms, and they are much more targeted. Therefore, they will lead to higher conversion rates on those listings. If we search short tail keyword like necklace, you will get a wide variety of search results. It's much harder to compete. The first page is going to be very, very strong, but also a very wide variety. So like toddler and, grandma. Now, if we're using short tail keywords, let's say we're not ranking on the first page. Now I'm on page 49. The quality is much less predictable. These still are not bad listings necessarily. Let's go to a page 199. Not exactly the best listings. So there's a lot of competition. Page 199, and we're still seeing things of similar quality as page 5. So you do not want to try to compete with short tail keywords here. Let's say you are selling a leather bracelet. See, much more focused. And the person searching for a leather bracelet, handmade, right? They know what they're looking for, and that buying intent is a lot stronger. The more specific, the more intentional that person was. Now let's talk a little bit about keyword stuffing. I'm going to show you the difference between keyword stuffing and then optimizing for long tail keywords. Very, very different strategies, very different results as well. So you can see this example, SEO really bad. Summer's heat, 12 millimeter. No one is searching this, right? Crystal necklace, bridal, pink, confetti, sparkle, AB, adjustable, the shop name, free shipping. Like no one is going to search probably a single one of these except for crystal necklace. This is keyword stuffing. You're stuffing, basically packing together all these short tail keywords. There's no structure. So what we want to do is have as many unique long tail keywords as possible. We don't want to be using all of the same keywords over and over and over. We want to have a wide variety so that you come up under as many search results as possible. Titles are 10% of your SEO, very small part, but this is a great way to illustrate the principles. Okay, so here's an example of a listing, polyester bleach t-shirt, pink/blue/purple leopard. So not gonna get found, right? So let's say someone came in here and they I wanna update the SEO. So a way to do it if you were keyword stuffing would make it say polyester bleach shirt, pink, blue, purple, leopard, t-shirt, short sleeve girl, woman, teen, teenager, little girl outfit, shirt, tee. Okay. Instead though, we wanna do something like this. Pink leopard print shirt, mommy and me outfit, cheetah print t-shirt, girl summer outfit, tie-dye blue tee matching set. Because now you're capturing these sets of long tail keywords. Pink leopard print shirt, shirt mommy and me outfit, outfit cheetah print t-shirt, t-shirt girl summer outfit, outfit tie-dye blue tee, and tee matching set. Okay, so these are unique sets of long tail keywords and we are overlapping to allow for a wider variety. So the entire idea of this is not shoving together as many short tail keywords as possible. Long tail keywords really matter. They matter for your conversion rate and they matter for really having relevancy in search results. So the idea is to get as many unique long tail keywords as possible into your listing. So what does that result in? People think SEO, traffic, more search results, more visits, more views. That's not all. The other impact of this is your conversion rate. You don't just want to increase your traffic because it doesn't matter if you double your traffic. If you're not showing up in front of the right people, the people who are ready to buy your specific product, traffic doesn't even matter. That's why I always say, don't run ads to a product that is missing product market fit or a product where your SEO is not on point. So you can see here, Anna, okay, yes, 48% increase in her visits, but she also doubled her sales. You can see Katie, this is a fantastic example of having good SEO. Her first full month in the program was February, and after 3 full months by May, she went from $444 in a month to $7,478 in a month. Yes, a revenue increase, a very nice increase in her visits, but that's not all. What my favorite thing to see here was actually her conversion rate, because this means that her new SEO is getting her in front of more of the right right people. What we want to see is an increase in traffic and an increase in your conversion rate, because now it's the right traffic. And that's when you see a really exponential increase in your revenue. While the right structure of your SEO and having long tail keywords matters, the exact long tail keywords that you're using is a key part of that, right? You could have great long tail keywords, but if they're not relevant to the product, you're not going to get in front of the right customers. I find sometimes people are doing okay with the long tail keywords and the maximizing of those long tail keywords, but the keywords themselves, they're not relevant. Let's say there was really high search volume and low competition for cat Halloween t-shirt. Well, if your product is not a cat Halloween t-shirt, maybe it is a dog Halloween t-shirt, you don't want to put in cat Halloween t-shirt. We want to have SEO rooted in what your customer is actually searching. For example, when we pulled up this necklace, summer's heat. Who is typing in summer's heat? 12 millimeter. Confetti. Who's typing in confetti? We want to think about what is the purpose, utility of this? What is the situation, the event, the occasion, and what are they wearing it with? Where are they wearing it to? Who is it being gifted to? Is it as a set? Is it by itself, right? Those are all things that are going to impact your SEO. So it's thinking less about the product, more about the purpose and utility. And this is one of the biggest secrets that top Etsy sellers use when it comes to SEO and, of course, titles, because titles are a small part of your SEO. So if you are currently struggling with your SEO and you're feeling stuck, or maybe you're like Fiona and you've had no sales for a year and a half, or you're like Dawn and you've had a listing out there for several months with no sales and 5 visits. Well, in order to see different results, you have to take different actions. And this is kind of an overview of part of those actions. If you have any questions about this, or you're wondering, is my SEO right? How does this apply to my shop? Feel free to schedule a free call with us. It's with myself or my team, and we're happy to chat with you more about your business, the direction, and what's working for you, what's not working for you. And then we can show you our set of strategies to see if that is something you'd like to even learn more about. You can also see all of our students in the platform. It is pretty incredible to see the type of growth they're seeing, and it's only because of them putting in the actions. I want to be extremely clear here. You will not buy a course and get rich. You will not buy coaching and just get rich. It's all going to be about how you apply that knowledge, how you take action from what you learn. And if you're ready to take action, if you're an action taker type of person, that's who we like to work with, because Alex Hormozi says the speed at which you make decisions or take action is the speed at which you grow. If that resonates with you, I'd love to chat more. Today, I'm going to teach you how to understand Etsy's search algorithm. We're going to talk about how it works, the factors that influence your ranking, and the importance of both relevance and quality scores. By the end of this video, you will have an idea of your quality score, as well as factors that you might be completely missing in order to get found in search. Okay, so how do we master the Etsy algorithm? First, we need to understand the factors in Etsy's search placement. We're going to talk about relevance and quality scores. Now, what is relevance? When it comes to relevancy, we're looking at titles, tags, and attributes. In order for your listing to have relevance to search results, you have to have those keywords that the customer was searching in your SEO. And they say specifically in your titles, tags, and attributes. Okay, so Etsy says that items in Etsy search results must match the buyer's search word or phrase. Items that do not match won't be included in search results. For example, let's say someone is searching banana backpack. The search results will only return listings that have both banana and backpack in the titles and/or tags. And this is the very interesting part. They say that exact phrase matches are stronger than matches on individual words. For example, a search for banana backpack would return all items with banana and backpack in it, but items with banana backpack where the words are together would be considered a closer match. This is a big thing that not many people realize. Having the words structurally right next to each other does provide a closer match, according to Etsy. They say that if a word or phrase in a buyer search appears in both a title and tag, then the algorithm considers that more relevant than a listing with that word or phrase in the title or tags by themselves. So let's say the title had banana backpack, but the tags, you thought, oh, I don't need to put banana backpack in the tags because It's already in the title. Well, they say if you had it in the tags, it would be more powerful SEO. So let's dive into an example. Let's look up golf gift for dad. You might think, oh, I just need to have golf in the title, gift in the title, and dad in the title. But having golf gift for dad all in a row, all structurally connected, you will be considered a more relevant search result match for someone's keywords that they're searching. Etsy also says here that words at the beginning of titles are considered more important than words at the end. Now let's talk about attribute relevancy. Maybe you're thinking, what is an attribute? You will find attributes under your description, under your variations, under the details and category. And this is where Etsy will give you up to 5 different types of attributes that you can select. Don't select attributes that are not relevant. For example, this here is a silk flower. The attribute options they give me here were floral arranging, hat making and hair crafts, and scrapbooking and collage. We only selected floral arranging because that is the only relevant attribute. The more irrelevant attributes you select, the more of a mismatch your product will be in search results, and that will kill your conversion rate. And as you tank your conversion rate, your listing will show up lower and lower and lower in search results. And they recommend to select as many accurate attributes as possible, but accuracy is key. Now let's talk about listing quality. What is a listing quality score? What does that really mean? It simply reflects how well your item does in search results. And if it gets visits, favorites, or purchases, that will help the listing's quality score. Keep this in mind. Every new shop or new listing starts with a neutral quality score. This means you are basically at 0. So that means the bad listings, the ones with a low value proposition, the ones that don't have product market fit, you will be ranking above those listings because they have a negative quality score. They've been on Etsy for a longer period of time without views, without favorites, without purchases. But over time, if your listings don't perform, they will develop a negative quality score. In order to improve your quality score, you have to increase your visits, favorites, and sales. This here is why it's so important to do things correctly in your Etsy shop the first time. Now, customer experience also impacts your quality score, which impacts your ranking. And Etsy says that great reviews, a completed about section, and completed shop policies do impact your quality score in a good way. Now, they also say that the FAQ and seller details are not factored in to your quality score. Etsy says that recent cases and past intellectual property infringement issues can have a negative effect on your quality score. So make sure you're getting great reviews and make sure you have your about section and your policies completely filled out. And if you don't, go and do those right now. Now, let's talk a little bit about recency. This is really to keep search results fresh for prospective buyers. Etsy's algorithm reviews how recently an item was listed or relisted, which means renewed. Now, this does not mean go and renew all your listings on a daily basis to get them to a neutral quality score, because that listing still has a negative quality score behind it. It doesn't mean if you renew a listing that all of a sudden your 6 months of no sales disappears and is forgiven. Now let's talk about something else that impacts your ranking, and this is your shop's location. A lot of you, maybe you're in Europe, are thinking, I want to target sellers in the US. Am I at a disadvantage? How can I get in front of the right customers? Now, Etsy specifically calls out the EU, Australia, and Canada. Etsy's been told people in those countries like purchasing from sellers based in their own countries or neighboring countries. So Etsy's saying to make local items more prominent, they do look at the location of the shop and the shopper, and they take that into account. But they also say that searches made within other countries do not take the shop location into account for search results. So Etsy does make local items slightly more prominent in search results for those specific countries. So what are the factors that we can do to improve your ranking? Number one, if your listings are not optimized and you have built up a negative quality score in your shop or in your listings, you've got to fix that. Now, Etsy gives you other ways to improve your ranking, and they say to add more specific categories to your listings, to properly leverage titles and tags, and to have accurate attributes. So today, your job is to take a look, evaluate what your quality score is based on how long you've been on Etsy, how long long your listings have been published, and how long they've not been seeing visits, favorites, or sales. And then we're going to take these actions to boost your ranking in search results. All right, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions on this, send us an email, or if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, schedule a free call with us and we can show you what that looks like. Today, we're going to dive into keyword research mastery. We're going to talk about tools for Etsy keyword research. We'll talk about understanding search volume and competition. We'll cover long-tail versus short-tail keywords, and we will create a keyword strategy for your shop. There's a lot of options. There's people and there's programs. On the people side, maybe you are scrolling through Fiverr, typing in Etsy SEO, and you're debating whether or not you should pay someone somewhere who hopefully knows what they're doing to update all your listings for you. Maybe you're on the receiving end of a bunch of Facebook messages, people saying that they will optimize your listings for you. Or maybe you've already gone down this path and you've paid $1,000 and you're not sure if it's going to work, but you know you're $1,000 in the hole and you are holding your breath. Maybe you're going the program route and you are looking at all the different software available for you, whether it be eRank, Sales Samurai, Everbee. Maybe you are using a couple of the different tools, and maybe one says this keyword receives 10,000 searches a month and the other one says that keyword receives 1,000 searches a month. These tools, they often use third-party data to create these estimates. And if you look at the fine print, you'll see their estimates, which is why they don't match exactly, because they do have different data sources and the sole source is not Etsy. And this is the main reason we don't want to simply rely on so-called low competition, high search volume keywords, because these are estimates. Oftentimes, third-party data providers will combine data from multiple sources to come up with their own estimates. Now, what do you do for these keywords? Etsy actually gives you guidance and tells you what to do for this keyword research. When it comes to actual keywords, Etsy recommends that you focus on your customer first and that you use long-tail keywords. They say to think like a shopper. They tell you to think about what words would they be searching for when looking for your products. And questions that they recommend asking are, what is it? What is it specifically? What type? Who is it for? What is the main material? What is the main color? What method or technique was used to make it? Where will it be used? What size is it? What style is it? Like modern, Southwestern, goth. What imagery or motifs are on the item? Are there synonyms for it, like handbag, purse, clutch, or travel mirror versus compact mirror? What is the scent or flavor? What era is it from? Is it related to a holiday? Or what occasion is it for? These are all the questions that Etsy gives you to help you start thinking like a customer. And this is very in line with our SEO software, which is called SEO. If it's absolutely exhausting for you to think through all of these questions for each listing, this software makes all of this happen for a listing within 60 seconds. Now with this, let's talk about short tail and long tail keywords. You cannot just stuff together a bunch of short tail keywords. What is the difference though? How would you know if you're stuffing them together if you don't know what the difference between short tail and long tail are? What we need is as many overlapping long tail keywords as possible. Now, overlapping doesn't mean repetitive. It simply means sharing a connection word. And what this does is it maximizes the number of long tail keywords you can include. So what are short tail keywords? Short tail keywords would be things like this: red shirt, blue wallet, pink flower, wall art, large pillow, right? These are like 2 words. Now, long tail keywords are at least more than 3 words, and they're much more specific. Now, these would be like red short sleeve shirt, blue leather wallet for women, pink flower shelf decor, men's office wall art, or large pink pillow. So long tail keywords are much more descriptive and people are searching much more specifically. People searching with more specifics, they tend to have a stronger buying intention and they're more in that buying frame of mind. So your conversion rates tend to be much higher when you're leveraging long tail keywords. So we know how to identify the right keywords. We know what the difference between short tail and long tail is. And now what is the SEO keyword strategy for your shop? Number 1, it is not the number of listings you have. That does not make a difference. And that is why we have students who have less than 30 listings doing over $20,000 a month. Instead, you actually need to focus on having the widest variety of different, unique, long tail keywords. And those long tail keywords need to be focused on utility and purpose and really be highly relevant to the product. And this is right where sellers get messed up. They get so focused on describing the item and the product itself that they forget about the purpose and utility utility, which is how your customers are searching. Because when you're so focused on describing the specifics of the product, you're not going to get in front of the right customers, because the right customers, they are not so focused on the product itself as much as they're focused on the purpose or solution it provides. So let's do an example here. Someone might have a title that says light pink pony, rainbow glitter, gold frame wall art. Instead, we want to call this light pink nursery wall art, unicorn theme, toddler room, decor, rainbow, because now we're capturing these overlapping long tail keywords, and there's one overlapping word in between each one. We have light pink nursery wall art unicorn, unicorn theme toddler room decor, and room decor rainbow. When we are wanting the widest variety of long tail keywords, this means you're not repeating your SEO. So let's say you take a listing and you duplicate it. You need all unique SEO, so all unique long tail keywords. So let's say we took that example, that same product, and we duplicated it. We want to have completely unique long tail keywords. So we're going to have blush nursery decor, girl pastel, rainbow baby shower decor, unicorn wall art. And this is going to capture blush nursery decor girl pastel rainbow baby shower decor unicorn wall art. So we have all unique long tail keywords here. The top Etsy sellers that I work with, and these are ones that are doing between 1 to 8 million a year, they do not pay for Etsy keyword research tools. They simply are using the basis of these questions that Etsy themselves recommend that you ask about your product and your customer. And then they make their SEO based off of that. And these are sellers that have risen to that level not a long time ago, but within the last couple of years. Today, go revisit your keywords. Really take a look at what your source is for these keywords and think, use your mind, use this list of questions that Etsy recommends you ask. And if you are too exhausted to think about it, just come over to our tool SEO, and that will save you some time. And as you're going through your listings, focus on only long tail keywords, get rid of the short tail keywords, and get the widest variety of long tail keywords in your shop. You can actually export your entire list of listings and put them into a spreadsheet, and you can actually extrapolate those long tail keywords to truly see the variety and depth of long tail keywords that you are touching on. You might realize you've actually been missing a ton of opportunity for free traffic. Today, we're going to cover crafting search-friendly titles, maximizing your tags, balancing keywords and readability, and we're going to talk about how to avoid keyword stuffing, and you'll learn what that actually is. And we will also share our data that we have found after testing over 1.5 million listings. Okay, a lot of people think your title is your SEO. It's actually only about 10% of your SEO. Now, there's two parts to a title: the functionality and the readability. The most readable title likely isn't the most functional, and the most functional title likely isn't the most readable. The results of these prioritizations are completely different, vastly different. Now, let's say you are prioritizing readability. A very readable title would leave your title pretty short with maybe 2 to 3 sets of long tail keywords. As we can see, Etsy uses this example. You can see a readable title takes up 43 characters of the possible 140 characters. Now, the long tail keywords they have are monogrammed leather dop kit and dop kit groomsman gift. We have 2 sets of long tail keywords. That is very, very small. The possible search results that they will come up under is so limited. And they say it will make it easy for shoppers who are scanning a busy search results page to see what you're selling. Lead with the keywords that best describe what your item is, since that's what shoppers see first when browsing, especially on mobile devices. Etsy shoppers are not shopping by a title. They're shopping by your value proposition. And this is that combination of your listing photo and your price point. Sometimes they never even read the title. So on mobile, you can see maybe 2 or 3 words at most. So does that mean that your title should only be 2 to 3 words? When someone is scrolling through search results, they are looking at your price and your photo. Etsy states that adding long lists of keywords to your titles may confuse buyers or turn them off your listings if you only have 2 long tail keywords in your title, you are only going to be found under very, very limited search results. And my question is, if they only wanted you to have a short title, why would they give you 140 characters? For example, let's say this is a fully maximized title: Monogram Leather Dop Kit, Groomsman Gift Idea, Wedding Party Personalized Gift Set, Toiletry Bag for Men, Keepsake Gift, Best Man Custom Gift. If you look on mobile, what will show up? Monogram leather ... That's all that's going to show up on your phone. Before, we just showed up under Monogram Leather Dop Kit and Dop Kit Groomsman Gift. But now we're showing up under Groomsman Gift Idea, which is going to be fantastic for showing up under Google search results. Gift Idea Wedding Party Personalized Gift Set Toiletry Bag for Men Keepsake Gift, Gift Best Man, and Best Man Custom Gift. So instead of coming up under 2 long tail keywords, we are now coming up under 10 long tail keywords, and we are using all the possible characters. Etsy is saying in search results that the short title is easier to read. In search results, they read the exact same. When you click in, it'll look different. But once you click in, people are not focused first on the title. They're focused on those pictures and the pricing or the variations, the drop downs. You can do the short title. You can do 2 long tail keyword titles. Totally fine. Good luck with your traffic. I also want to point out another area where Etsy contradicts themselves. They're saying where a phrase is used in your title doesn't affect a listing's ranking. Where on the other hand, they are saying that words at the beginning of titles are considered more important than words at the end. And that is in their article about the factors that affect search placement. I would always recommend having the most relevant long tail keywords at the start of your titles is important. What we have found with over 1.5 million listings is that a short title, it will get you fewer overall views than a title that maximizes long tail keywords. Now, these have to be relevant long tail keywords, but it does make a difference in your conversion rate. So I want to be clear, we are not stuffing together a bunch of short tail keywords. We are, however, using a maximum number of long tail keywords with an overlap in between each set. Now, when it comes to your tags, Etsy does want you to use all of the 13 tags, and they ask you to use multi-word phrases, so not single words. So for example, they say not custom as one tag and bracelet as another tag, but custom bracelet. They say long tail keywords are really key with your tags. They do recommend not repeating words in your tags. And the example they give is octopus art print and animal wall decor. Those are better than having octopus art and octopus print. They don't want you to repeat the same short tail keywords. You also don't need to do multiple languages. You don't need to do plurals. You also don't need to repeat your attributes or your categories. And just like the questions that they give you to choose your titles, which we talked about in the last video, they want you to ask those same questions to come up for keywords for your tags. What is it? What is it specifically, or what type is it? Who is it for? What is the main material? What is the main color? What method or technique was used to make it? Where will it be used? What size is it? What style is it? What imagery or motifs are on the item? Are there synonyms like handbag, purse, clutch? What is the scent or flavor? What era is it from? Is it related to holiday? And what occasion is it for? Use these as a guide for your tags as well. So to recap, when Etsy wants you to have search-friendly titles, we want to remember that both longer titles and shorter titles look the exact same in search results. The customer is more focused on your photo and your price point than your specific title, especially on mobile. And you want to make sure that any long tail keywords in your titles are actually relevant, and you want to make sure to use overlapping long tail keywords. So we are not just stuffing together a bunch of short tail keywords. This is an example of keyword stuffing. So monogram, initial, custom, personalized, engraved, etched, leather, brown, black, dop kit, toiletry kit, groomsman gift, husband gift, man gift, present. This is keyword stuffing. We are shoving together a ton of short tail keywords, which are really 2 words that create a phrase. Okay. We do not want to do this because we're not maximizing the number of long tail keywords. And we know long tail keywords means that customers in buying behavior, buying mindset, and it will lead to a higher conversion rate. So your homework right now is to go through all of your titles and tags and make sure that they align with these principles. Now pay attention to the results because it will take about 3 to 4 weeks for these results to fully take hold, but you want to make sure every single listing listing in your shop is fully updated. If you have bestseller listings, I wouldn't touch those. Just make sure to leave those alone, duplicate them, and implement the new strategies, and then compare your traffic on each one. It's really interesting. Today, we are going to dive into your descriptions, your categories, and your attributes, and we are going to show you what you are missing and why you are not getting traffic on Etsy. Now, when it comes to descriptions, categories, and attributes, most of you are only thinking about the first one, descriptions. And from what I've heard, a lot of you just get exhausted by the time that you figure out your title and your description, that you are just clicking buttons to get to the end. And you think, I'll go back and fix it later, but I just want to get this listing published. That is part of the problem. The same effort should go into the rest of your listing as the effort that you put into the top of the listing. All of these elements of a listing are really essential to do correctly. Now let's begin with descriptions. My biggest recommendation for your descriptions is to not rely on ChatGPT to make those descriptions for you. In our program, we give you a framework for really high converting descriptions. The main point here, whether you have a framework or not, is to not just take the default descriptions that you get from Printify or whatever print-on-demand provider you're using, and to not just copy and paste whatever ChatGPT spits out, because we don't want something that is unnaturally stuffed with flowery, complicated keywords. So a description for Etsy is not like writing an SEO optimized blog article. A description is actually a sales pitch, and it needs to have everything in it that would convert someone, leaving no questions unanswered. Etsy states that keywords and phrases in the description matter. And just like the rest of your SEO, we want to make sure these are long-tail keywords. Aim to incorporate relevant keywords in the first few sentences of your listing descriptions. Avoid copying your title verbatim or simply listing your top keywords. Instead, you want to craft a sentence or two that casually incorporates a few of your top keywords in a way that sounds human and written in your brand's voice. They also recommend in one of their trainings to create an inverted pyramid. This means having all the most important information at the top of your listing. And they say that this part impacts your SEO the most. They also say to cut out superfluous language and make good use of bullet points. They also say to maintain a consistent brand voice, which is why precisely I do not recommend just taking whatever ChatGPT spits out, because it is very obvious and there are telltale signs that something is written by AI. And they specifically say to paste Etsy URLs in your descriptions so that they function as hyperlinks. Now let's talk about attributes. 50% or more of the Etsy sellers that I have met do not know what to use attributes for, and maybe they're not using them at all. But you guys, this is free SEO juice. Now, attributes are not tags because they're very specific to the category. So whatever category you select will determine what attributes are available to choose from. Now, this is going to be helpful when Etsy customers are searching through filters on your search results. So basically, anything that has a filter that can be tied to your category or attribute. Etsy's senior manager of their taxonomy team, she says attributes are like free super tags. They also say that they are continually adding new attributes across categories to help items appear very relevant in searches. Most categories will allow attributes for color, holiday, and occasion, but beyond that, there are additional attributes that are very specific to a category. And this is exactly why you need to make sure you're choosing the right category first. Now, Etsy will give you some very irrelevant options for attributes, and you want to make sure you are not selecting those because it will kill your conversion rate. And if you're not currently seeing attribute options within the category you've selected, don't worry. 51% of categories on Etsy have at least one category-specific attribute, but new attributes are always being researched and added in. So here's an example. A seller might choose to list their item in the oil painting category. She then sees attribute options for things like orientation and subject matter. Another example, seller lists her designs in engagement rings. She might see options for attributes like ring size, gemstone, and setting. Or someone lists a vintage dress in dresses, and she sees options for attributes including material and style. All right, now let's wrap this up with categories. So we know attributes are important, but categories determine which attributes you can even get. Now, categories, Etsy says, also act like tags. And they say make sure to select the most specific subcategory available that relates to your listing, because even if you choose a subcategory, you will still fall under the umbrella of the higher level category. And they also remind us that since categories act like tags, you do not have to have the same word in your tags that the category is named. named. So for example, if you have a listing in the nail stencils category, your listings could appear in search results for nail stencils. And that means that, let's say nail stencils is a subcategory within craft supplies, then your listing will also appear in craft supplies. So what is your homework now? What do you do based on all this information? Number one, go into your descriptions. Clean up the ChatGPT. Get a framework. We teach our students a very high converting description framework, but whatever you do not just copy and paste whatever ChatGPT spits out. Make sure the most important keywords and information are at the very top, and remove any hints of those telltale ChatGPT signs. Next, you're going to add attributes wherever possible and remove any irrelevant attributes that you might have accidentally added, because that is hurting your conversion rate, which then hurts your ranking. Remember, you're not repeating your main category names as tags. You're already covered there. And make sure that you are always going down to a subcategory if the subcategory is relevant. So this is a good time to review all of your listings and make all of these updates. If you have any questions, or if you're curious about our framework for high converting listings, just feel free to reach out to us and we're happy to share more about what that looks like. What is the second biggest thing that impacts your ranking on Etsy outside of SEO? Today, I'm going to give you this big key to getting found on Etsy: visual optimization, or having a very specific type of thumbnail photo. You will learn how to create thumbnails that stand out in search results. You'll learn how to optimize your file names and your alt text. You'll learn how to use your 10 image slots effectively, and you'll learn how videos impact your search ranking. Why does this all matter? Well, if you don't do this, your click-through rate will tank, which means you will rank lower in search results and your overall traffic will go down. And we want as many people as possible who have the opportunity to click into your listing to actually click in. And the longer your shop is visually unoptimized, the harder it will be to turn it around. So let's get this fixed today. How do you know if you have low traffic? I recommend aiming for 20 visits per listing per day. So go ahead and look at your visits, take the number of listings and multiply them by 20. And that's what you should aim for your daily visits. And for views, just go ahead and double that. So step one to visually optimizing a listing is understanding your value proposition. And this is the thing that will make someone click in from search results. What is your value proposition? It is your combination of your listing photo and your price point. These are the two things that people are really comparing when they are going through Etsy search. To really win, when you have no track record with your shop or with a listing, you really have to win on both your listing photo and your price point. Both of these have to be better than the current market leader. Most Etsy sellers, when they're just starting out, they're actually losing on both of these fronts. When you first publish a listing and when you are a brand new shop, that new listing, it has a neutral quality score. And if you are not winning with your value proposition when you publish a listing, you will start to get a negative quality score, because the customers are telling Etsy when they have the opportunity to click on your listing, they don't want to click on it. So how do you fix your value proposition? It is not simply undercutting everyone else in price. That alone is not enough. Now, I do recommend always making sure that you are at least 10% less expensive than the market leader if you are truly trying to take market share. You should also be improving your main thumbnail. And sometimes that's by having a better quality image. Maybe it's by having better lighting. Maybe it's by having more of that thing, that product in the image itself. So they're seeing a low price point, but a lot of the product. Sometimes it's by having the most expensive size or option that you offer within a listing in the thumbnail photo. Sometimes it's associating in your thumbnail photos with premium brands, or it could be adding words as overlays like free shipping, made in the USA, fast shipping. So let's go through a couple examples of thumbnails, and I'm going to show you how to fix these. So here is an example of a bad value proposition. The product itself doesn't look that good. You can't really tell the size and the scale. I see $14.95 and this price point. Not ideal. Now, when we take a look at another option for comparison under candles, here's an example. Similar price point, $14.40, Etsy's pick. There's a lot of the thing in the photo. So the customer, as they're scrolling, they are seeing $14.40, less expensive than this option, but they're seeing more of the thing. They're also seeing the size and scale of the thing because of the hand in the photo. So completely different value proposition. Let's take a look look at another example. $22 in 7 carts. Oh my goodness, we have one photo, no idea what the size and scale is. I'm seeing something that looks dingy on a wall with marks on it, compared to this one, $25. But look at this, bestseller, right? Custom 2 lines. So they're showing a more expensive version of the sign because there are 2 lines, 2 different fonts. They're showing the size and scale because they are showing it next to a crib, which is 52 inches. Now, most people have a general idea of how big a crib is. So this is huge. This is over 4 feet of signage. They're also showing customize. They're calling it wood. They are saying ships next day. That's increasing the perceived value. And they show that they have a font preview tool, which is a huge value to people who want to know what it looks like before they buy it. Now, in terms of alt text and image file names, a lot of people are thinking, do I need to name the image file something specific in order to get traffic? The image file name does not directly impact your Etsy SEO. However, it can impact your SEO on other platforms such as Pinterest. The text that Etsy looks at is primarily the text-based parts of a listing, such as the titles, tags, descriptions, and attributes, as well as alt text. But Etsy does look at these image-related factors. So the image quality will increase your click-through rate and conversion rates, which indirectly will boost your SEO and how well your SEO works for you. They also remind us that listings with better engagement, right, a higher click-through rate, they do tend to rank higher. And then in terms of the alt text itself, anything that would have an image that you want to show up for certain keywords in Google, you will want to put alt text behind that. For example, care instructions, right? On a t-shirt for teachers, do you really need to put alt text surrounding t-shirts, teachers on the size chart? Probably not. So on any image that relates to the product and would get someone to click in and buy, that's where you want to make sure you have your alt text. Now, what about these 10 images? You're like, I only have 1 image. I only have 1 mock-up. Like maybe you're selling clip art or something like that. You need to use all 10 spots. And the reason is that this product page is your sales page. They are your chance to convert a customer. Imagine like Zillow with a photo of the outside of the house, but nothing inside. Zillow knows that in order to convert someone, they need to have lots of pictures. With your Etsy listing, same thing. And the photos, they don't all have to be of the product itself. It could be other details that would help convince someone to buy. It could also be things that handle people's objections about buying. Maybe they're comparing you to the competition. They're wondering what the pros and cons are, what the differences are. You could actually lay that out for them. This is a place to convert someone into a customer, and we want to leave no opportunity unturned in doing so. Product itself in use, lifestyle photos, photos showing the fit, photos showing information, customer reviews and feedback. There's actually 18 different types of photos that lead to a high conversion rate. Your conversion rate and your click-through rate has a lot to do with how visible you become. And your conversion rate could actually be a big reason that your traffic is tanking. Etsy sees a low conversion rate on a listing and they think that your product is missing relevance for those keywords. So you have got to pull out all the stops to convert your customers. Now, let's talk about video because I see a lot of the same issues happening over and over with video. It often happens when people are turning their own photos into videos by making a Canva slideshow. This is when someone hovers over it and it just flips to another angle of that product. Your slideshow video is actually looking like another photo and people aren't staying hovered over long enough to actually see the full video. So you need a video that provides a lot of visual motion to really catch the eye. A lot of people with videos often tend to focus so much on the product instead of the process as well. You could really create so much more trust with your customers if you just focus on the process. So make sure that with your video, you are being transparent with your process. Now, if you are not winning in search results with your value proposition, then I recommend taking all these recommendations from today's video and implementing them today. First, implement them on the listings that have the most traffic because that will increase the click-through rate the most. That is where you have the most leverage currently. And where you have the most leverage is where you will see the fastest results. And if you are struggling with traffic, just comment below traffic and feel free to link your shop because we'd love to take a look and let you know if your value proposition is missing. What if you had the perfect SEO and you're still not getting traffic? And maybe your SEO is fully optimized and your quality scores are neutral or maybe even a little positive. We might have another issue on our hands, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. That issue is your conversion rate. You will learn how your conversion rate might actually be overpowering your SEO, and you'll learn what your conversion rate means means for the visibility of new listings. And lastly, what should you be doing when it comes to renewing your listings? You will learn all of that today and be able to take it back to your shop and apply it. Let me share the harsh truth. A lot of Etsy sellers think that there is one thing missing in their shop. It's actually about 50 to 100 things, and it's all of them combined and focused on in the right order. And your ability to get found on Etsy, your traffic, that is a prime example of this. Because you could have perfect SEO, perfect pricing, perfect customer service, and maybe you're still not seeing enough traffic. The secret culprit here that not many people identify as having a strong tie to your traffic is your conversion rate. So when it comes to conversion rate, we're looking at two things. First is the conversion of a view to a visit. So how many people had the option to click on your listing to the people who actually did. And of course, the purchase rate, where someone clicks in, they have the opportunity to buy, and they choose to make the purchase. So both of these are conversion rates in a sense. So let's talk about the first one, click-through rate. Are you really converting those eyeballs into clicks on your listings? This is really going to rely on your value proposition, which we talked about with the visual optimization for search in our last video. But what we haven't talked about in that last video was product market fit. Because you could have beautiful photography and a perfect thumbnail, and you could essentially win with your value proposition in search results. You have the best thumbnail and the best price, but your product market fit might still be missing. And missing that will prevent someone from converting from a viewer into a visitor. And essentially, they won't ever click on the listing. I see this happen most often in product categories that require design skills, such as digital or print on demand. You might have done an amazing mock-up, but the design just isn't as competitive. Or maybe the fonts that you're using actually repel your customer. So in a sense, the product doesn't align with the customer that it's showing up in front of. And even if the seller was giving that thing away for free, the prospective buyer still wouldn't click in and want it. So your product itself might actually be killing that traffic conversion rate. And over time, Etsy will rank you lower and lower in search results. And this is simply because you're taking up valuable visual real estate. And there's another part of your conversion rate that can actually drive up a negative quality score. And this is when sometimes you do have perfect SEO and you do have a winning value proposition and you do have product market fit. So the customer you're trying to target, they see the listing, they like it, they click in, but you miss the conversion. Another sign of this is when you're getting a lot of favorites or add to carts, but they don't convert into sales. And what we have to fix here is the friction in the purchasing process. Because if you don't fix this, it is going to hurt your conversion rate and it will take a product that could have been a complete winner for you and turn it into something that completely tanked not just your listing, but the other listings in your shop as well, because it hurts the overall conversion rate of your entire shop. And that is going to hurt your shop's quality score. In order to fix the friction in the purchasing process, we have to tightly align with how that customer shops. We have to understand their buying experiences and how they're used to shopping, what types of options they're used to having and not having. Typically, in this case, we will do a full listing audit in our one-on-one coaching for our students. For some students, we actually audit every single listing in their shop. And every time they create a new listing, they send it to us so we can create them a video giving them feedback. And sometimes we find that key factors are missing that would actually prevent someone from purchasing even if they wanted to. And they could not purchase unless they either did additional research or reached out to you, the seller, for additional information. If you do not have access to myself and my team for listing audits, then I recommend asking a neutral third party and just send them your listing and ask them if there's anything that would slow down their decision making when purchasing the listing, and ask them how quick it is to make decisions within the listing and actually check out. For example, maybe your photos are not linked to your variations. Maybe the color chart or size chart is either not all encompassing or it is too broad. It has way more colors than the colors you even offer. Maybe the care instructions are not clear or they're missing. And is it completely obvious what the size and the scale are? So those are just a couple things to look at. But in general, I recommend when you first create a listing to make it as simple as possible. So you need to make it a really easy decision for a customer. And that oftentimes sometimes means offering fewer choices within the listing. Maybe the first time you put up a t-shirt listing, you have 3 color options instead of 10 color options. Maybe you have 2 font options instead of 6 font options. And we want no complicated variations that require thinking. In the beginning, you really want only no-brainer decisions in your listings. And that will get you the strongest conversion rate right away. And once you've established a strong conversion rate on a listing, then you can start to add in more complicated choices. So how do you know if your conversion rate is good or bad? Well, you see, Etsy will compare your conversion rate to the conversion rate of the other listings in those search results. There's not a black and white answer to this. It really depends on the conversion rate of your competitors and of the market leaders. Conversion rate is also highly correlated to price point. So if you are on the first page of search results for 99-cent digital clip art, the conversion rate you're trying to beat might be over 6%. However, maybe on the first page of search results for $1,000 rings, the conversion rate on the first page of search results might be under 1%. So what we are looking at is the performance of your listing and its conversion rate compared to the conversion rates of other listings that you're sitting next to. So it's pretty simple. Have a stronger conversion rate than the market leader if you want to rank higher than the market leader. And price point really does matter because the more expensive something is, the more difficult the decision can be. If you are under $10 at your listing's price point, you'll want to have a conversion rate that is over 5 to 7%. If you are a listing or product between $10 to $100, then we might want your conversion rate to be over 3 to 4%. If you are over $100 for your price point, you might want your conversion rate to be over 3%. And maybe you're a product that is over $500. Well, then we might just want to get your conversion rate over 1%. And that might be better than the average. So by now, you should have an idea if you have a conversion rate issue that is impacting your ranking in search. And the last part of this is recency. Recency is where Etsy says they want to show the customers new, fresh products. Etsy says here that when a new listing is created, it gets a small temporary boost in search results so that Etsy search can learn more about how buyers interact with it to determine the listing's engagement rate. And they say renewed listings get a similar, though smaller boost. And this is the fascinating part to me. The temporary boost can last anywhere from a few hours to a few days, depending on how often people are searching for a particular item. And Etsy says regularly renewing your items or creating new listings just to get the small boost isn't an effective SEO strategy. Instead, we recommend focusing your time and efforts on improving your tags or working to help increase your conversion rate. Now, the fascinating part is when Etsy says this boost can be as short as a few hours. And we've actually experienced that with one of our students, Dawn. She updated a listing that it was less than 5 views and no sales in several months. Within a couple hours, she sold several and she had several add to carts, which is amazing. And this shows the power of that boost. Now, the key here is not to just renew your listings until you somehow get sales. The key is making the right updates to the listings so that when you do renew it, it's built with the right SEO strategies and it's built to be high converting. So your homework today is to go and look at your shop's conversion rates and your listings conversion rates and to evaluate if these are competitive. If not, then we know what might be adding to your traffic problem and we know where to focus. Do you feel like you're experiencing low traffic in your Etsy shop? Do you feel like your SEO is good, but you're still not seeing traffic on Etsy? Does this mean you should start paying for Etsy ads? No, it doesn't. Today, I'm going to bring you the most up-to-date traffic driving strategies. And these are strategies that not only got me to $1 million in profit within 5 years on Etsy, but they are also working for over 3,000 Etsy sellers today. Today, we're going to dive into things like social media, like Facebook, Pinterest. We'll talk about email marketing and backlinks. We have talked about the Etsy algorithm, SEO components, your value proposition, visual merchandising, and more. But what if you dial in all of those things and you're still not getting that minimum of 20 visits per listing per day? This is where we need to put in a little sweat equity to get the wheels turning. Maybe you're wondering, well, can I be successful on Etsy without social media and without external traffic? Well, yes, you can, but it will take way longer. But even if you just just lock in 2 of these external traffic driving measures, you'd be much better off. So let's dive into these 4 ways to get extra traffic, and you can decide which ones ultimately fit your time, your energy, and your goals. Let's debunk this myth first. I heard Etsy doesn't want you to drive traffic with social media because it hurts your conversion rates and then you won't rank high. That is absolutely false, first of all, and we are not driving just random cold bot traffic to your shop. We're driving warm leads to Etsy with these organic methods, people who actually want the product. And how we know that Etsy likes this is because they have implemented share and save links, which gives you, the seller, a percentage back from Etsy fees when you direct people to Etsy from an external place like social media, a blog, a website, something like that. You do benefit from driving people back to Etsy, and they are encouraging you to do so. All right, with social media, there's options. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's YouTube, there's Twitter, and more. My recommendation is to look at what stage of the business you're at and focus on the appropriate platform for that stage. So when you're in the sprint and you're trying to get traction and momentum, which many of you are, then I recommend focusing on Facebook. Facebook is where people are searching and they're expecting to click on a link and go to an external site. Whereas on TikTok and Instagram, they're not really intending to leave the platform immediately. They want to keep scrolling. In those platforms, they want to keep the user in the platform. Instagram is really for nurturing current customers. TikTok is really for discovery, entertainment, relatability. Now, outside of Facebook, I recommend that every Etsy seller leverage Pinterest. Now, Pinterest is the long game. The longevity is what makes it so worth your time. You can do things on Pinterest today and see the benefit 8 years later. And I come with proof of that with over 500,000 visits to my shop from Pinterest. It's been the #1 highest traffic driver when it comes to social media for me. And it's from doing things 8 years ago. And it really stemmed from 1 year of extreme consistency on Pinterest that led to that. Now, Pinterest requires the Google Chrome extension, and we recommend fully optimizing your listings for Pinterest before you even start on Pinterest. Otherwise, you are completely wasting your time. And remember, with Pinterest, to focus on listings that will never be disabled, so not holiday listings. When it comes to seasonal listings, only do Pinterest for listings that you can position in a new way for a new season. Otherwise, those Pinterest links are going to break when you disable the listings. So Pinterest does require consistency and the ability to understand board curation and optimization, which it doesn't take long to pick up on, but I do recommend doing Pinterest for at least 10 minutes per day. Now let's talk about backlinking. Building backlinks to your Etsy shop is definitely something that you can do, and for this, make sure you are using the share and save links. If you are going to outsource any external traffic driving methods, this is the one I would outsource. There's tons of experts on Fiverr and Upwork who will do this for you. Just make sure they're using those share and save links so you are getting that percentage back. That percentage alone could pay for their wages. All right, lastly, let's talk about email marketing. Now, not to brag, but we have the king of email marketing on our team. He has taught us so much about effective email marketing strategies and how to drive conversion with email. And the real key here is to remember that email, it is really a tool that fuels relationships with your customers. This both transfers value to your customers and occasionally makes requests. But you have to build up that bank of goodwill with your customers when it comes to email before you start requesting anything. So give before you ask anything from them. This could be, for example, providing value through education. It could be aspirational content for your email list, and that could be maybe 80% of the time. And then maybe 20% of the time you're offering them something. Now, for product-based businesses like Etsy, there's many ways you can do this. It could be sharing your brand story, how you've built your business. You could show how you use the product. You could show complementary products that would help them use that. You can share behind the scenes. You could provide solutions to parallel or complementary problems that your customer faces. And using a tool like Flowdesk can make email marketing very simple. Or you can hire an email marketing king like I did. So consistency and providing enough value frequently enough really matters. And if you can't do either of those things, then it could really hurt your brand more than it helps it. And again, with email marketing, make sure you are using all of those share and save links. So these are 4 of the best ways today to drive external traffic to Etsy. And if you are confused or if you're wondering, what's best for me, reach out. We are happy to take a look at your shop and we can provide guidance on what 2 ways we think would be best for your specific shop at the stage of the business you're at. If you want to have a conversation with us, schedule a free call with the link below and we will actually actually go into your shop and talk things through with you. If you like the video, please subscribe and we will see you in the next one.
The month before I started the program, I made $696. The first month after joining the coaching program, I made $4,149, and that came from 133 orders in my Etsy shop.